This is a great book. I'm going to share it with you. I have shared now 3. This is also the way that my nickname is spelled. Do you see that last letter? Y. Do you know it sounds like a Y? I. And that's files on my computer. Why would I have anything on my computer with a misspelled nickname? And I'm going to show you how many files there are under this designation. By showing you this video that I'm making with my iPhone right now. Here we go. It's just going to take a minute because I am the little engine that could. And people don't want to admit fault. And it's destroying my life. For whatever reason, I was slated for disaster over nothing. But the reality today is that there's a lot of information on my computer that's under this designation that I didn't put there. My privacy is invaded completely online. And with the remote neural monitoring program, also everywhere else I go. It's a sick reality. And I suspect that the way this is happening has to do with a neighbor with an Xbox that I have the serial number of, that I've never owned. I've never purchased one. But there was an Ethernet connection with Bluetooth capability connected to my laptop. For remote control. Why would I want to remotely control my own computer? That doesn't make any sense. I'm tired of being the only person fighting for myself. Petty should be ashamed. And the police. they should be doubly ashamed because they're the ones who can find out the truth by doing a little research. And they've chosen not to. They've chosen to stick with somebody who uses illegal surveillance that I believe got the tools from the police to illegally surveillance me. So they feel obligated to cover their own asses rather than restore my rights. So that they don't get in trouble. I've done nothing wrong. I'm doing nothing wrong. And nobody should be harassed this way. I'm going to stop this part right here in the video, and I want to show you something. Because this is a new computer of mine. Look at the date. It's going in reverse order. I bought this computer about 3 weeks ago. How can files from 2022 be on my computer when I purchased it last month? Ready, set, right now. That I'm making with my iPhone right now. Here we go. It's just going to take a minute. Because I am the little engine that could. And people don't want to admit fault. And it's destroying my life. For whatever reason, I was slated for disaster over nothing. But the reality today, you can see the whole video of that when I go ahead and post it. Back to our story about reality. The Little Engine That Could by Waddy Piper. Chug, chug, chug. Puff, puff, puff. Ding dong, ding dong. The little train rumbled over the tracks. She was a happy train. for she had such a jolly load to carry. Her cars were filled full of good things for boys and girls. There were toy animals, giraffes with long necks, teddy bears with almost no neck at all, and even a baby elephant. Then there were dolls, dolls with blue eyes and yellow curls, dolls with brown eyes and brown bobbed heads, and the funniest little toy clown you ever saw. And there were cars full of toy engines, airplanes, tops, jackknives, picture puzzles, books, and every kind of thing boys or girls could want. But when you become an adult, sometimes what you want is to harm other people. But that was not all. Some of the cars were filled with all sorts of good things for boys and girls to eat. Big golden oranges, red-cheeked apples, bottles of creamy milk for their breakfasts, fresh spinach for their dinners, peppermint drops, and lollipops for after-meal treats. Unless you're economically disadvantaged and you live in the inner city and they don't have those things. The little train was carrying all these wonderful things to the good little boys and girls on the other side of the mountain. She puffed along merrily. Then, all of a sudden, she stopped with a jerk. She simply could not go another inch. She tried and she tried, but her wheels would not turn. What were all those good little boys and girls on the other side of the mountain going to do without the wonderful toys to play with and for good food to eat? "Here comes a shiny new engine," said the funny little clown who jumped out of the train. "Let us ask him for help." So all the dolls and toys cried out together, "Please, shiny engine, would you please pull our train over the mountain? Our engine has broken down, and the boys and girls on the other side won't have any toys to play with or good food to eat unless you help us." But the shiny engine snorted. "I pull you? I am a passenger engine. I have just carried a fine big train over the mountain with more cars than you ever dreamed of. My train has sleeping cars with comfortable berths, a dining car where waiters bring whatever hungry people want to eat, the parlor cars in which people sit in soft armchairs and look out of big plate-glassed windows. I pull the likes of you? Indeed not." And off he steamed to the roundhouse, where engines live when they are not busy. How sad the little train and all the dolls and toys felt. Then the little clown called out, "The passenger engine is not the only one in the world. Here's another engine coming. A great big strong one. Let us ask him for help." The little toy clown waved his flag, and the big strong engine came to a stop. "Please, oh, please, big engine, cried all the dolls and toys together. Won't you please pull our train over the mountain? Our engine has broken down. And the good little boys and girls on the other side won't have any toys to play with or good food to eat unless you help us. But the big, strong engine bellowed, I am a freight train. Freight engine. I have just pulled a big train loaded with big machines over the mountain. These machines print books and newspapers for grown-ups to read. And we know today that grown-ups don't read a thing. I am a very important engine indeed. I won't pull the likes of you. And the freight engine puffed off. Indignantly to the roundhouse. The little train and all the dolls and toys were very sad. Cheer up, cried the little toy clown. The freight engine is not the only one in the world. Here comes another. He looks very old and tired, but our train is so little, perhaps he can help us. So the little toy clown waved his flag. And the dingy, rusty, old engine stopped. Please, kind engine, cried all the dolls and toys together. Won't you please pull our train over the mountain? Our engine is broken down, and the boys and girls on the other side won't have any toys to play with or good food to eat unless you help us.